So I posed a question. Was Jaliek murdered in home or did something else occur? Did he just run away? Did he leave a note and then leave the home? Right? Questions. Could someone have harmed him in home? Did someone harm him? Right? Or did he leave on his own accord? Those are the two questions, right? Jaliek went missing on November 1st, 2007. He was last seen at his family's home, which is why I asked that in the opening, right? Greenwich, New York, place of residence, right? New York, right? He goes by the nickname of Jay. Like, subscribe, ID in the Discovery Channel. Yes, ID in the Discovery Channel. The links are provided below. Get that Discovery Go app as well as ID Go app. You might want to get those two things, combine them, make them into one, and I'm a Discovery influencer. That's indeed a fact. So, what could have occurred with Jaliek? He had a speech impediment, right? Which caused him to pronounce, it causes him, causes him, right? To pronounce the letter R like a W, right? Where is he? Is he alive or is he dead? Right? There were issues within the home, and one of them being Jaliek suffered from violent outbursts because he was born drug dependent, right? You have parents on drugs, that leads to a baby being drug dependent once born, which leads to violent outbursts, and that's what he suffered from, right? So I'm going to question pertaining to the medication, if there were any medication. Why wasn't he on medication, right? Being born drug addicted, right? The violent outbursts, the brain waves, right? How erratic brain waves can be, right? I'm sure there was possibly physical pain that he suffered as well, right? Because to ever have a brain, right? There's brain testing and all the rest, right? Violent outbursts. Was there any physical pain that Jaliek could have felt during his violent outbursts, right? Did family ever ask him? I'm sure doctors did, right? Physical pain. Was there any physical pain during the violent outbursts? Because that's enough to want to swing on people. That's enough to want to harm people, Jaliek, right? And that's why I asked, could he have been killed by someone in the home, right? Why wasn't Jaliek prescribed medication, or was he prescribed medication for his violent outbursts, for his drug addiction brain, right? From birth, right? When you're born addicted to drugs, right? The issues with the behavior of volatile fits, becoming volatile, right? Tantrums, fits, you know, physically harming people, making people scared of you. How children within the home, of various homes that he stayed in, there were various homes in which he was placed in which the other children feared him. Even adults within the home feared him, which led to him being removed from the homes, right? His foster mother feared him and his violence, right? Did a foster parent contact a crisis hotline out of fear of Jaliek's violent outburst? Because that would pinpoint to whether he was harmed or killed. That would even pinpoint if he went missing on his own accord, if he left on his own accord, right? Once again, did a foster parent contact a crisis hotline out of fear of Jaliek's violent outbursts? Right? Once foster parents start to fear you, that's where the issue starts, right? If I fear my foster child, would that or would that not lead to me possibly beating on that child? Would that lead to me killing that child? Because if there were anyone in the home that was just as violent as he, right, Jaliek was a violent young child, right? Someone else within the home could have been just as violent as him. That's how people get killed, right? This young boy is violent. But if there were any foster parents within the home that were violent, even that could have led to him being killed. Because if there's two violent people in the home, where there's fights and issues that occur within the home, right? That would lead to one person killing the next person, right? So is Jaliek alive or dead? I asked that in the opening, right? Was there any abuse in the home? Could Jaliek's violent outbursts have led to his death, right? You would ask that time and time again. It's obvious that many of his foster parents couldn't deal with his violent actions. They couldn't deal with the outbursts, right? Right. That led to, would that lead to abuse of any foster, within any foster home, would it lead to him being abused? Because, see, usually angry people don't like to be around other angry people. And that's when I asked pertaining to the foster parents within the home, if either one of them within the foster home were any of the foster parents violent. Violent people don't like to be around other violent people, because that's when that other violent person will upset you, and that's how people get killed, right? So the note Jaliek is said to have left behind for family to find sounds a bit suspect. Yes, it sounds suspicious, because Jaliek had a difficult time forming relationships, right? He had a difficult time forming relationships with others, right? Usually such individuals wouldn't leave a note behind, especially a volatile, someone that's violent like that. Why would somebody that's violent like that, has violent outbursts, who was born drug addicted, why would Jaliek leave a note behind if he had issues forming relationships, telling them he wouldn't be a bother to them, how he supposedly left? He supposedly left, right? He supposedly left on his own accord, right? People that have issues forming relationships with people usually don't really leave notes behind if they're going to leave and go missing or disappear. That child above my head don't seem like the type that would just leave on his own accord. It seemed like something happened within the home or something. If I have issues forming relationships with people, I don't think I would leave a note behind, because people that don't form relationship with people wouldn't care about most people. They just leave out the house without the note, right? So that's where the question is, that's where the note is suspect on the end of Jaliek, right? If he suffered from relationship issues, right? Now, something about the note doesn't seem right, right? You don't want to be a bother. Well, he was violent all the time, right? Somebody that violent all the time wouldn't care to even leave a note behind, because anybody that he's violent on, he wouldn't want to leave a note with those people after he's been violent with those type of people. Oh, I don't want to be a bother, so I'm leaving this note behind. I'm going to leave and leave you with a note to tell you that I don't want to be a bother to you. No, usually violent people, usually people with the violent outbursts, usually don't leave notes behind to people that they make fear them, right? He was a child that people feared within the home. Didn't I mention that before? In various foster homes, they feared him. Even the children feared him. So why would he even leave a note behind? He's walking around where people are fearing him, but he leaves a note behind? How come he never left a note at within any of the other foster homes? People don't question. He left a, okay, wait a minute. Jaliek lived in various foster homes, but he never left a note before. But some type of way, he just randomly thinks, let me leave a note behind and let them know I'm leaving. He never even left any other foster homes on his own accord before this foster home, where something's off, right? If he never left a note before, what was so different about this home to make him want to leave a note behind? He left a note behind, but he lived within all those other foster homes, but he never left on his own accord before, and he never left a note behind, right? Was there abuse? Right? Something must have occurred. Something, yes, did occur or something within the home, the foster home he lived in, right? Or even other parents. There were foster parents to Jaliek before he even lived within that home, where even they questioned. He lived with other foster parents where even they questioned. He didn't leave a note with us, and he didn't even leave while living with us. But some type of way he lived within this other foster home where he left. Why would he leave? Right? Was he killed? You just randomly leave out of all the foster homes that you lived in? Maybe someone else played a part in his disappearance. Missing kids go missing. Some people can write notes, right? There's people that write notes and then act like the missing child wrote the note, right? Where children get killed within homes, right? And then somebody else write a note out, right? Act like the child wrote the note. We're on investigationdiscovery.com. The ID logo stands in the far left corner. Yeah, because that is the question, right? The foster parents, other foster parents, well, why would he leave a note, right? He didn't leave a note with us, and he never ran away from our home. So, dear viewers, let me know what you think and feel about the video. May you enjoy your day. I want to, in fact, enjoy mine, and I'm going for now.